So nobody's gonna talk about the mothership in Pensacola, Florida? Don't even worry about it. I got you. I got you. Y'all know how this goes. Question everything. You should. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's get to it.
Alright guys, it is 4:43 a.m. right now. I just needed to show you guys what I captured on this beach cam. Let me start off with though that I've never made a TikTok. I don't know how to do this. Don't know how to work this app. Bear with me. So if you haven't heard, there's apparently a mothership in Pensacola in the Gulf, just hovering there. We might find out about it this week. We might never find out about it. It could be all a lie. But what I know for a fact is I just physically witnessed something on this live cam. I'm also going to add in the fact that I had spent about 20 minutes trying to access different Pensacola area beach cams, and they would not work for me. They just would not load. I'd click someplace in Brazil, load right up. I'd click someplace in Hawaii, load right up. But Florida just wouldn't load. But luckily I found this live YouTube, and look.
Sounds like some people trying to maybe do something with some footage. Maybe, huh? Destroy evidence, something like that. Doctor it up.
I'll literally go to it right now. I'm on my iPad. It is live. This is, all right, Vista Del Mar. This is where this is at. So these are stars right here. These two, those are stars. That's a star. That's a star. What I saw was over here. And we're gonna literally mosey on over to my camera app, right? This is where the magic happens. What the flying frick frack is this? This is 6 minutes of footage, so I am scrolling through. So I thought it was a star and that it might have just been like moving, but I decided to screen record so I could do this just to make sure. What the heck is it? And then watch it leave. After that one, watch it, it takes off. She says, bye. Oh. Like I said, I recorded this at 4:06 a.m., but just one more time. This is me scrolling through pretty fast. Oh, actually, I'm not even scrolling. That my finger didn't even do it. This is real time, I guess. But yeah, this is what I was watching. So I decided to screen record, and it was moving. So naturally, I started crying just as an automatic response because I genuinely think that we are going to get some news that there are aliens. Alright guys, it is 4:43.
Oh yeah, I think it's coming. I could be wrong, bro. But if any year feels like the year, 2025 could be it. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily say it will happen, but if there was a year, 2025 could be it.
Guys, look at this video. I don't think this was a lighthouse because it didn't show any pattern at all. Sometimes the light will be very dim, sometimes the light will be very intense, sometimes the light will be pulsating, and sometimes the light will be like moving from left to right, very subtle. Also, the time that the light was on and off was like very different times, like the length of the time. So I think that if this was a lighthouse, it will be presenting like a pattern, of course, but it didn't. I watched this live for like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. So I'm sharing some bits of the video that I could take. I cut the parts where the light was off to don't make it like super long. So yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think about this? Guys, look at this video.
So listen, why haven't we been hearing about this mothership situation in Pensacola? Like, don't worry though, I'm looking, I'm scouring for videos and people speaking about this situation, and I came across a few. And then, man, y'all gotta start, you know what I mean? Y'all gotta start charging y'all's phone. You know, if we're gonna be out here documenting this stuff, you gotta start charging your phone. Like, that was getting to me that the battery was dead up here at the top corner. You know what I mean? Which my phone is probably about dead. That's why I just plugged it up. And, you know, I have no right to judge anyone. But we're gonna be capturing this footage and stuff. We gotta keep our phones charged.
Look, everybody. They're here. The ships are here. They're here. This is the live webcam from Pensacola Beach. Look, you can see the waves are moving. This is live. And if you've raised your consciousness, and you've opened your heart chakras, and you sincerely want to connect, you can see those ships in the sky. They're here. This is what we've been waiting for. They are here. This is so amazing. This is truly amazing. We can now be a galactic family. We can elevate ourselves. Raise your consciousness. Open your heart chakras. Truly and sincerely ask to talk with them, communicate with them. Vibrate on the highest frequencies and you'll see them and connect with them. They're here. They're really here. This is amazing. This is amazing. Wow. Wow. How beautiful. How beautiful.
Listen, I was with him at first, you know what I mean? Get to know him, meet him, say hi, communicate, get to know each other, you know? But when he said family, well, we got to slow down, partner. You know what I mean? Let's date for a few, get to know each other, but we taking this thing a little bit too fast. Let's pump the brakes and slow it down. We want this thing to go right, don't we? That's all I'm saying, bro. And then ever since Jordan Peele made that movie, because I'm assuming what he's looking at is these cloud-looking things back here in the background. I'm assuming that's what it is. So ever since Jordan Peele made that movie, Nope, I've looked at clouds differently. I can never look at them the same again in life. And I'm always suspicious of the clouds nowadays.
2025 just keeps getting weirder and weirder. Since TikTok came back online, my news feed has been flooded with people talking about a mothership in Pensacola. I came on here to talk about that, and then I saw a creator posting about that it's snowing in Pensacola, Florida, which seems real convenient, because if it's snowing, that means there's cloud coverage and snow blocking said mothership. And everyone's going to be inside because it's freezing and Floridians don't like the snow. So what do you think? Do you think that the snow is a cover-up for the mothership being parked outside of Pensacola off the shore? Or do you think this is just normal weather doing weather things? Because it seems pretty sus to me. 2020
Makes for great conversation. Like, I'm skeptical because either the mothership could be doing it or we're doing it to cover up the mothership, which means we've been in communication with the mothership. So it all, yeah, I know that sounds crazy. Sounds crazy, but look around. How much crazy stuff is happening right now? So do I really sound crazy? I don't think so.
Hello everyone, I'm back with another update for you for today. Actually, the update that I have today, the Galactic Federation and my guides gave me last night just as I was trying to fall asleep. They were like, we're going to share with you the message for tomorrow, but you might want to write this down. So I had to get up, I wrote it down, and I'm actually just going to verbatim read it out to you so that there's nothing that's misconstrued with this. So I asked them what I needed to know. They said, we are in the process of intervening new data that is coming out of the Pensacola area. We are going to give you some information to pass along. We wish to share that your leaders have shared with us that they will not be taking determinate action toward partaking in a healthy collaborative relationship with us. We will do our best to mitigate the fears of the population as best we can as we move forward in this process. And I added, without the help of the government, it seems. So they asked to collaborate with our government, with our leaders, and basically our leaders were like, no. So they are going to continue this process of unveiling by themselves without the permission of the government. But this is just part of the ascension process, so this is what's going to continue to happen. They said, we received information from Redacted and his senior officers that he was going to create information wars to interfere with accredited stories and intelligence. This will work to lessen credibility for those that have not had full exposure to our presence at this point. So for all of the people, all the Project Double B people in my comments, that is real. What I'm channeling is not that. However, it sounds like that is going to start ramping up due to the fact that our leaders know that these beings are here, that this process is going to be unfolding, and basically they are going to attempt to create as much confusion and distraction as possible. So just be aware of that as we move forward in this time. I asked what we can do, and they said, keep the faith, trust that this reality is coming. It is coming no matter what. You can't miss it. And then I said, how can people tell the difference between what is real and what isn't in terms of ship or craft? And they said, there will be an internal sensation that creates feelings of ease or feelings of dis-ease. If it is dis-ease, it is not us. There may be feelings of uncertainty, but we are here to alleviate fear ultimately, not create more of it. So that's my message for today.
Dis-ease or disease? See, I could take that and flip that a different way. Is it dis-ease or disease? See, I don't know. I don't know.
They are saying that they will not allow the government to not expose them anymore. There's going to be too many to deny. So they're saying one by one they're going to reveal themselves. They're still saying 48 hours.
Okay.
They can communicate to the people first, but they're not doing it. So they're going to continue to show in more populated areas.
And that's what the drones are? Like, is that
the
theory?
drones are orbs. Those are like orbs, part of, they're saying, of alien ships. They're just like probes.
So Florida is like a ship. So this is like Independence Day, where they like come down and they just stay there.
Yeah. We've ever been back to the moon? With all the technology that we have, better than we had years ago. The reason why they're saying is because when we landed on the moon, this has been up for many years, there's alien civilizations on the moon. And there's clear structures on the back side of the moon. Not the moon that's visible, the white side.
On the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon. But China, who's been trying to go to the moon, was openly saying that when they get there, they're going to broadcast live, no matter what they see.
It's the craziest thing, Mark, that you have to your point, UFOs, we keep saying drones over Jersey. We don't actually know what these things are. It's the craziest thing in the world to me that we haven't gotten data or brought a single one of them down. I mean, how do you even begin to explain that for people at home who are wondering, who see these things still flying over their homes?
It's baffling. It's utterly baffling. The problem is, since there are no good answers, the story just goes away after a while. And look, let me be clear, a lot of the footage that individuals recorded in specifically New Jersey, I can say with high confidence, those were in fact misidentified jet aircraft, just normal airliners flying into Newark. But there's no question that there have been very, very well documented incidents over very sensitive facilities. But again, when the government has no answers, these things just quietly go away, and they have been going away for 70, 80 years.
Yeah. I finally made it into work, and I have to show you guys this. When I was on my way to work this morning, I had to pull over because there was a huge drone by my house. I was at a stop sign, going into work, and I jumped out the car at the stop sign and hurried up and got my phone and started recording it. And it was so low, but it like went up right as I was like trying to get my phone. But I did capture it, and then there was 2 helicopters chasing it, and this was at 6 a.m, you guys. I have never seen anything like this, and this is my first time actually seeing one of the drones in person, and Girl, I'm shook. Let me just show you what I saw. Oh my God, y'all, it's a drone right there. You can't see it. There it is. It's so blurry. What the is that, you guys? I had to pull over. Chasing it. You can't see them, but they're right there. They're chasing it, whatever that is. Finally made it into work, and
So what y'all gonna say? That's military training, or what are y'all gonna tell me that is? That's just normal now? Because I'm starting to see more and more people just describe it as just normal. Like they've come to terms with it, they've accepted it, and they've gone about their business and their day. And if that's the case, then mission accomplished for the government. What was once a phenomenon is now just everyday normal sighting.
Is it safe to talk about these aliens yet? Now, I know the country's in turmoil, okay, so everybody's looking for an excuse to escape right now. But all jokes aside, it's been a lot of alien talk lately. We got a mothership in the Gulf of Mexico right now. We have a sighting off the coast of Pensacola, Florida. And then today, it snows in Pensacola for the first time in 50 years. So a lot of people are very confused by that. The Pentagon confirms that these orbs that were floating over pyramids, they're real. They're like, no, those are real. This guy, Jake Barber, showed footage of like a smooth white egg thing being carried by, like, it's a real spaceship. Is this really happening? I definitely need more answers, because I've also seen so many TikTok pages of people telling me to raise my vibration, which, hey, I do need to meditate more, so I agree with those people. But are we really about to have this conversation? Are people ready to talk about if aliens are real? Because I have to say, it's about time.
I don't know where he been at, but we've already been having this conversation. But nonetheless, welcome to the party. You know what I mean? It's some refreshments in the back. It's food, it's drinks, it's all kind of different things, man. Welcome.
We have breaking news right now.
So we're finding out today that Congress is not happy about the red note situation that just happened and made red note #1 in America. Along with the U.S. government not being happy about the red note, you know, degents that ran over there and made that app #1. You also have the Chinese government addressing the situation, and both sides are afraid of Americans and Chinese people communicating. Here's why. You have the Chinese showing Americans that their government is more proficient, meaning they can get $20 worth of groceries to last them a whole week, right? They pay for their house, no taxes for 70 years. A lot of things, but alongside of that, the Chinese government is afraid of the American degents influencing their nice people to be a little more on edge. So both sides not happy. We'll see what happens. One side talking about banning the Red Note app and putting it in the same situation as TikTok. But we'll see. Peace and love, and I'm out.
So Trump just said that all federally controlled health organizations can't communicate with the public anymore, as bird flu is on the cusp of becoming like the next mass casualty event. And it makes me wonder what they know that we don't know yet that is going to come out before February 1st. I personally keep tabs on epidemiologists that are not just in the US, but this is genuinely making me nervous that they're suppressing information about bird flu, and with something that could have as much as a 50% mortality rate. I think now is the time, if you stop masking, to consider masking again. I think it's a good time to start sanitizing your hands and being very aware of what you touch when you go out in public. And while I usually mask, I'm not perfect. There are some situations where I do take my mask off. I use this clear, like disinfecting nose spray. This is not an ad. This is just something I picked up from COVID conscious people on Twitter. They're purposefully keeping health information away from us. So Trump just said that.
Yeah, I actually heard about that. but I didn't hear the reasons as to why. It just came out, and I happened to scroll on Instagram and see that information, but really didn't get any reasoning as to why that happened. So I'm anxious to see what was that for, you know, because like she said, it's during a time where this bird flu information and all of this type of stuff is ramping up. It's you're seeing more and more of it, the cases, and now they're talking about the quademic. Like, so I'm wondering what's going on.
Trying to be funny, not funny. There's a gag order for human health agencies that they are no longer allowed to report anything without it going through the president first. No medication shortages, no recalls. They manage consumer safety with consumer goods, food, medications. How do I know? Well, probably the job that they're gonna send me to the camps for. Have a good one.
I was like, what? It wasn't till towards the end that I noticed she had a sea collar on. I know that had nothing to do with the video, but I was like, oh, she got a sea collar on. Oh, I get it now. My bad, y'all. What? Telling y'all, man, my ADHD sometimes, fam, I try to control it, but it gets the best of me sometimes.
Breaking news, there's been another school shooting, and this time it's in Nashville, Tennessee. This happened at Antioch High School in Nashville, Tennessee, and 2 students were shot by another student inside the school. This was around 11 a.m. this morning, January the 22nd. I have seen some articles say that 3 students were shot. It looks like all that can be confirmed, even through News Nation, is that 2 were shot. All the information that we truly know right now is that there's obviously no information on the victim's condition, and that this student that went in and did this used that firearm on 2 students and then turned the firearm on themselves. It was contained. There is a reunification site at the school, and it looks like this was the statement that was released when this was happening that parents were getting, which just breaks my heart. I can't even imagine getting something like this. And it says Antioch High School is on a lockdown due to shots being fired inside the school building. Metro Police are on the scene. The person responsible for the shooting is no longer a threat. We will be gathering students in the auditorium and will provide information and reunification as soon as possible. Breaking news, there's
Where's Antioch? I've never really heard of that place before. I'm gonna have to rely on people from Tennessee around the Nashville area to tell me about that place. What's up with that? What's up with Antioch? Is it normally like a Wild West type of place where you see this type of activity, or is this like somewhere where you never would expect to see this type of situation happen? You know? We did not need this right now. We did not need this right now to pile on top of everything else we have going on. But this is still an ongoing thing that we need to address and figure out a solution to protect these children in the schools, man. Seriously.
The largest poultry producer in the U.S., which is Georgia, has halted poultry production as of this weekend. This action was taken after avian flu or bird flu was found in a flock of about 45,000 birds in Georgia in Elbert County. At this time, about the 45,000 broiler breeds are currently under quarantine, and about a 6.5, 6.2 radius surrounding that site is also under a quarantine. This is not just a Georgia issue. This is a nationwide issue, and you could possibly see increased food prices as well as a reduced availability because Georgia is one of our key suppliers. So that is huge news as to what's going on in Georgia. And if you want to stay updated on what's going on within the food industry, you can follow this page. You can also subscribe on my website to get email notifications such as newsletter, blog notifications, things of that nature. My name is Jamelia. I own an online farmers market that's dedicated to making shopping local more convenient. If you are in New Jersey and you would like to shop our heritage chickens, you can visit our website at thewhatsup.com. What are your thoughts on this and how these outbreaks can affect so many people in everyday life? Share your perspectives below.
Like, man, like, and everybody keeps saying, bro, I've seen this movie before. And I tried to drown them out, but I'm slowly creeping over to their side, about to start the same chant. I've seen this movie before. This ain't good.
So my last post about pole shifts is getting a lot of traction. So let me clarify some points about this, because a lot of people seem to be thinking that the pole shift itself is what is most important, which just isn't true. It's actually why the poles are moving that is most important. So let's get to the root cause. So somewhere around 1995, there was a study to show that the Earth's core had slightly shifted. Now, it shifted towards Siberia, and this core shift had led to a heating of Siberia that is 2 to 3 times faster than the remainder of the world. This magma plume coincides with the core shift, and the pole shift coincides with the placement of the magma plume. You can learn all about what's going on in Siberia in the video below me if you just type in Voice of Freedom 24 and find the YT channel. We're talking about a massive magma plume here that would be 1,000 times more powerful than something like Yellowstone, for example. Again, in Dushan's video that you can see on the Voice of Freedom 24 channel, we've been explaining this to people for the last decade, that these sorts of events are coming this year. And we faced a giant smear campaign, all sorts of names, all sorts of discreditation, and people have been ignoring the warnings that we've been trying to give. So the question is, if all these facts are being laid out on the table and people are ignoring it, who really is apocalyptic? You can find a forecast for the next few years for certain countries if you check out Dr. Agon Chalakian's channel. Again, just research Earth Save Science Collaborative, and you can find all of the videos on his website. Let's just talk about the western coast of Antarctica real fast. Why is the ice only melting on that west coast? What is specific about the west coast that is making such a rapid melt? Guys, right here, the west coast is lined with underwater volcanoes. Where do you think the heat is coming from then? Above or below? Is the ocean being heated from above or below? And when the ocean is being heated like a pot of boiling water, where does the moisture go? It goes into the air. And if it doesn't dissipate into space, where will the moisture drop? Onto our cities. We have been seeing flash floods worldwide. And if there's something coming from below and the earth is expanding, what's going to happen to the plates? What's going to happen to the crust? And if you just take a look at this graph here, you can put 2 and 2 together. The pole shift is a small consequence of a much bigger process. So my last post about
Jeez. And I did a video on pole shifting a long time ago. It's been a while. And hearing him say it and speak about it is refreshing a lot of that information in my mind. And they've been talking about this for a while, but I guess nobody really paid it attention. Like I said, I covered it. I can't remember how long ago it was, but this is extremely, extremely important. Look it up, man. Do your research on the pole shifting and tell me what you think.